Coming up tonight on Primetime Local News, concerned citizens discussed important issues affecting seniors. Plus, we take a look at the Lakeland women's futsal team and our weekly edition of Pet Project.
Primetime Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
The Lloydminster Concerned Citizens for Seniors Care Society held their weekly meeting today to discuss support for services for seniors. Many Lloyd residents are concerned about the care and well-being for seniors in the community. Lori Neufeld from the Lloydminster Housing Authority says many of these concerns stem from the lack of required support services.
We are lacking the support services that we require, so hopefully the proposal for the additional long-term care beds will come to fruition.
Neufeld says that attending meetings like Concerned Citizens make her aware of specific concerns seniors may have with the services that the Lloydminster Housing Authority provides.
We serve a large number of units for seniors, so we definitely need to hear what the concerns are locally and try to do what we can as an organization to provide those support services for our seniors.
The concerned citizens hope their proposal for more long-term care beds in Lloyd will rectify the issues with senior support in the city. Cornelius Cron will be hosting a few more coding camps coming up in February and March. Our Jackson Fontaine spoke with him to find out some more details.
Happy to be joined here today with Cornelius Cron, who is going to be talking about his coding camps. So Cornelius, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Jackson. Nice to see you again.
So you had your first ever coding camp at the end of December and beginning of January. So just talk to me about that. How'd it go?
You betcha. I had some very eager students ready to learn, and they had some great ideas. So overall, it went really well. It went so well that I decided that it was something that I can replicate and do again here coming up this February and during the Easter break as well.
So I guess before we really get into it, we should kind of let people know what it is. So before we start, what is it?
So Coding Camp is an opportunity for students to get together and to learn how to create their own video game. We use a program called Scratch, and in that video game, in that web browser, they can create their own video game. And I think overall, each student created about 8 different video games that they could then play on their own and take home and share with their family and their friends.
And is this coding camp going to be very similar to the one you did before?
Well, I decided to diversify a little bit, and the first one that I'm offering is exactly the same. Build your own video game using Scratch. So I'll introduce students to Scratch and have them create their video games. This time we'll use a different theme. The previous one was, a Christmas holiday theme. This one will just be general video games. But then for the second 2 days, I'm offering a Minecraft camp. So students can get together. We'll use Minecraft Education Edition, and we will create and manipulate some worlds in Minecraft Education Edition.
What made you want to start the Minecraft one?
So I was trying to come up with something else that students are interested in, and to offer a camp for their needs. And so Minecraft is definitely something that students in grades 4 through 8 are interested in. It's something that they already have a natural affinity for. And so what I'm going to do is just create an environment where they can get together with other students and together build something in Minecraft.
Well, even I can agree with that. I still sometimes play Minecraft, believe it or not, and it's still a very popular game. But Cornelius, when and where will these camps be taking place?
So we have our camps happening during the February break. So after the Family Day weekend on the 18th and 19th, the Tuesday, Thursday, is our Create Your Own Video Game Camp. And that's offered for for students in grades 4 through 8, so a little bit older and younger this time. And then on the 20th and 21st, we will have the Minecraft Education Edition camp. And again, that will be students in grades 4 through 8. For each of those sessions, the 2 days, the cost is $150. And students don't need to worry, parents don't need to worry if they don't have access to a Chromebook. I can get access to a Chromebook. And The event takes place at College Park School in the library.
Okay, so say somebody only wants to do the video game one and not the Minecraft one. Is that possible?
Absolutely. Yeah, they don't have to sign up to both the create your own video game camp and the Minecraft camp. They can do one or the other for sure.
And finally, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think it's a fantastic opportunity for those students who are not necessarily part of an athletic day camp, or students who are just sitting at home on their technology. It's a way to get students involved in something that they're interested in, technology, and then to also give them a chance to socialize with other students from all over the Midwest region, and do something productive with their time at the same time. Hop onto Facebook and just do a search for Holiday Hackers. If you look up Holiday Hackers in there, there's a link to some information, and there's also a link to sign up as well.
Well, I'm sure those are going to be great camps once again. Cornelius, thanks for joining me.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jackson.
I'm joined now here with Abby St. John, who's going to give us our first look at the weather. It's a warmer day out today. We're in those low positive temperatures and a lot of slush outside.
Yes, for sure. All that ice is kind of melting, so it is kind of gross outside road conditions wise, so definitely be cautious about that. It is a little bit warmer for right now. That's what we're sticking at. It is going to get cold by the weekend. By Saturday, it is going to be in the double digits, in the negatives. So this is as good as it's going to get for right now. Unfortunately, it is cloudy. Not great conditions out today, but it was warmer. Windy though, not as windy as what we saw the other day. 26-kilometer-per-hour winds. It feels closer to around -3 with that wind chill, so still not too bad conditions-wise. It's still not as bad as it's going to be at the end of the week. Current temperatures in Alberta, 2 in Cold Lake, Marwayne, and in Provost, 3 in Wainwright, Vermilion, Vegreville, St. Paul, Bonnyville, and Lac La Biche, and 5 out in Edmonton. And in Saskatchewan, -1 up in Isla Crosse, 2 in Green Lake, Meadow Lake, and St. Walburg, 0 in Maidstone, and +3 in Pierceland, Macklin, and in North Battleford. Overnight tonight in North Battleford, -4 will be your low overnight. Cloudy conditions will be what you'll to be expected overnight. 11-kilometer-per-hour wind, so not too bad. About a 25% chance of some precipitation to look out for. Into tomorrow, partially sunny, so it'll be a mix of sun and cloud. A high of +1, 13-kilometer-per-hour wind, so the winds are kind of slowing down a little bit, so it shouldn't be too bad of a day out tomorrow. Overnight tonight in Cold Lake, -5 will be your low. About a 55% chance of a couple flurries later on this evening, but we'll have cloudy conditions, 11-kilometer-per-hour winds. Into tomorrow, daytime high of +2, 13-kilometer-per-hour winds, and about a 75% chance of that periods of snow in the morning, accumulating about 1 to 3 centimeters. Otherwise, it will be a bit of a mix of sun and cloud for the rest of the day. Overnight tonight in Lloydminster here, -4 will be our low for this evening. Breezy this evening, otherwise it will remain quite cloudy, 15-kilometer-per-hour wind, so it will slow down a little bit as the evening goes on, which is nice to see, but otherwise it will be cloudy as we saw throughout most of today. Tomorrow, cloudy conditions at 6 a.m., -3, 9-kilometer-per-hour wind, so it does slow down overnight. It will pick up by noontime. 26-kilometer-per-hour winds, 0 degrees will be the temperature around noon, partially sunny, and they'll be partially cloudy by 6 p.m., 0 as well. 24-kilometer-per-hour wind, so that will be kind of the trend for tomorrow. Midnight, that wind will remain the same as well as that 0 degrees. Over the next 3 days, we will get up to a high of +3 tomorrow with a low of -6. On Thursday, it cools off just a little bit to -4 as the high, low of -16, cloudy conditions. And then on Friday is when we get into the double-digit low or highs with -14 as the high, -16 as the low. So by Friday, it is going to get significantly colder than what we've had over the past couple of days, and we also have some chances of some snow over the weekend. And as a first look at your evening weather forecast, we'll have more news coming up after the break.
The Lakeland Rustlers women futsal team has officially started their season with their first regional tournament. Our Thomas Wildman has more on how they did, as well as their goals for this season.
The Lakeland Rustlers women's futsal team went 3-2 to start the season, which puts them in third place for the ACAC North standings.
I feel like we performed well as a team. We definitely have some things that we felt we should have done better on, and we will improve on them for the next round of games. But overall, I thought we stayed together well as a team. We worked towards the right kind of goals. We know it's a long-term season, right? It's not just 5 games of futsal anymore, right? So we have time to improve, and we're going to utilize it as best we can.
The team is very excited for this upcoming March as they will get to host the ACAC Championships in their home gym. And the players are looking forward to playing futsal in front of a home crowd for the first time.
We are super motivated. We don't get to really play in front of our fellow students often because we play at the start of the year, so by the time we're all done then everyone knows about us. So it's really exciting that we get to play in our home gym.
I'm so excited. Like I've been practicing in this gym since I was like 10 years old, so it's actually cool that I get to do something here. And then I think everybody else is excited too because we've never really hosted anything for soccer, so it's going to be fun.
Head coach Doyle Church believes the home field advantage will be one of the keys to the team's success in playoffs.
Home comforts, right? Most of the girls live on residence. They're walking home, sleeping in their own beds, right? Their family's up for the weekend. We're not on the road. We're not in a hotel. We're not eating bad food, right? Everything is set for us. At the end of the day, when we score a goal, right, the momentum, it's going to feel like there's an avalanche on the other team. So riding that high and continuing that, right?
Thomas Wildman, Primetime, Local News.
Abby St. John is back at Border Paws Animal Shelter for our weekly edition of Pet Project.
I'm back at Border Paws Animal Shelter for our weekly edition of Pet Project, and today we have 2 adorable cats in the cat cuddle room. This is Motley, the orange cat that I'm holding, and then we're also talking about Zeppelin just off to the side. He's just roaming around, but tell me a little bit about who they are and how they came to be at the shelter and what you think their best fit would be.
So these guys came in as part of a litter with their mama, Stevie Nicks. She was brought to us around the 29th of October, just before Halloween. Her ears were severely frostbitten to the point where there's missing now, and she did lose part of her tail. So I like to reiterate the importance of keeping your animals inside or someplace safe and warm, especially when it's super cold, because they're so much more susceptible to frostbite and damage and stuff like that. But these guys, they were only about 2.5 to 3 weeks old when they came in. They're all really healthy. Mama did a really good job taking care of them, and they are so sweet. They're so playful, very affectionate kitties. They love strings and things.
Yes, they do.
They'll go after some wires and
and your laces, shoelaces, you know, typical cat things. You know, they're very curious, but like you said, they're incredibly sweet.
They're so sweet.
They'll let you hold them and just chill as you could see. And you know, they just love being around people and doing their own thing. So what would you say would be their best fit? They're not bonded or anything like that, but what kind of home situation would you recommend?
Honestly, I feel like they would do well in any home. They're in here with another cat, Amy, from the Superstore crew, Mama. She's not part of their family, but they get along great, and I feel like they would absolutely do well in any home that already had a cat. They don't seem to be bothered by dogs, but because they're so little, I feel like they could easily
adapt.
Yeah,
which is
for
good.
sure. Hi, sweet babies.
No, they definitely are very sweet. And like you said, they're still quite young, so they can assimilate a lot easier than, let's say, an older cat. And I mean, they truly would make the perfect addition to any household. Now, there are a few events that we need to talk about.
Yes.
First off, the Lloydminster's Got Talent, the talent show coming up on Friday. Tell me about that, what people should know, or like people who want to come out and watch the show, what should they know?
So we still have a few days, so you can still register if you want to be part of the talent show. We've got some really good acts that are going to be coming out, so we're pretty excited about that. Fourth Meridian Brewing is graciously hosting this event for us, which we greatly appreciate. It should be an awesome time because they are also pet friendly. You can call the shelter at 780-875-2809, or you can email events@borderpaws.ca if you're interested in registering. And there is a cash prize for the winner. I will be there emceeing this event, and I'll be bringing my nonsense, so it should be a good time.
Absolutely. Yeah, it definitely does. And it's another, you guys are definitely trying to create new events. So this is definitely one of those that I think will go very well and hopefully expand into years following this one. Now for Valentine's Day lovers and those who do love the sweets that do come along with Valentine's Day, you're holding another bake sale on Valentine's Day. What should people know, and if anybody's even interested in selling baked goods, what should they know about that?
So same deal as last time, or anybody who wants to make or donate any items for the bake sale can do so by dropping things off at the shelter. Give us a call, or again, email events@borderpaws.ca and speak to Chelsea. We did pretty well given the short notice of our last one, but with Valentine's Day, it's always nice to have some sweets and chocolate treats and things. And of course, all the funds come right back into the shelter to help these little fuzzy butts.
Absolutely. And again, who doesn't love sweets, right?
Right.
And so now, for those who may not want to go out on Valentine's Day, or they just want a simple date night without the hustle and bustle of Valentine's Day, you guys are holding a steak night, of course, in fundraising for you guys. What should people know about the steak night and how to get tickets?
So our steak night is going to be hosted at Cheers on February 20th. All day it's available. You can buy tickets here at the shelter. We have like physical little tickets. They're $40 a piece. You can buy them here at the shelter, at Cheers, and we'll have some over at Value Buds as well. $40 gets you an 8-ounce steak with your choice of side and a highball or a beer. And again, all the proceeds will come right back into the shelter and help us out with these guys, because we do have some puppies still. There's 5 that are still available. We need puppy food for those guys, and you know, the medical expenses and stuff. We always need help with that.
Of course, and it goes a long way, especially when you guys are a non-for-profit, so you guys do rely on it. So having these fun events, but also a nice way to go get out for the evening and have a nice dinner or even a lunch. Like you said, it's available all day, so you don't need to constrain yourself in the dinner or evening time slot, which is lovely. Now, going off of the sweets, again, like I said, Ed, a lot of people love their sweets, and especially Purdy's chocolates. Very high-end, very loved. For years, Purdy's has always been a fan favorite, and you guys are selling that.
Yeah, so on our socials, we do have a lot of posts put up about it, and there is a link that you can click on. Order some chocolate treats from Purdy's, and a portion of those proceeds come back to us. And then to pick up your sweet treats, we will have them here at the shelter. I'm pretty excited about that because I love chocolate.
Definitely. Now finally, same question as always, what are the donations that you're in need of?
So we are, again, going to need puppy food. Either the Purina One puppy or the Nulo is what we have them on, and they seem to really, really enjoy that. We'll need the Canadian Naturals, again, lamb and brown rice, or the salmon and sweet potato, things like floor cleaner. We need bleach, laundry soap. We would also appreciate any donations of coffee supplies, like the K-Cup pods, Stir Sticks cups, because we do have a coffee station set up for guests when they come by, and it's nice, especially on cold days, have a nice hot drink. We could also use zip ties and like the cones for after surgery and stuff, because the animals, they do like to lick at stuff, and it's harder for them to heal when they're, so the cones would be a great help.
Wonderful. Well, thank you as always for joining me. And if you're in the market for looking for a furry friend, especially a little kitten, you will do no wrong with Zeppelin and Motley. They are very adorable, and they will make a great addition to any household.
Thank you so much.
Let's take a look at your pets of the day.
Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
Artist Braden King is coming to Lloydminster on February 8th for his Staying Wild tour. Our Astarte Lazo has more.
Today I'm joined by artist Braden King. Thank you for joining me today, Braden.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So you are currently on your Staying Wild tour. Can you tell me more about that and what can fans expect from it?
Totally. Yeah, so I put out an album at the end of November called Staying Wild. It's a 12-song album, and it's my first album, which has just been super exciting and super well received. So I wanted to do this big tour to go see all of the cities that we've been playing over the last few years. And we just started the tour a couple of days ago. We've had 3 shows already, and they were just incredible. Like, people were so stoked to be there, and it's just such a high energy rock and country show. If you haven't seen one of my shows before, it's definitely a party, and it's just so much fun. So I'm just pumped to be out there playing shows.
Yeah, absolutely. And during your tour, you're gonna have some special guests, eh? Like, who are some of the people that, artists that you'll be working with?
Totally. So from Saskatoon area, we have Kieran Gardner and the Butcher Boys. They're a great young band that I actually saw play for the first time in Lloydminster just a few months ago. And I asked them, I said, hey, have you guys ever played like out of the area before? And they're like, no, we'd like to play some more shows. So I brought them on for 5 out of our 18 shows. They just played with us in Regina. And then in lots of the other areas, we've just got some of my favorite artists from those cities. So most of the other cities we're playing with artists that are from Saskatoon and they're playing in Saskatoon, or from Thunder Bay and they're playing with us in Thunder Bay. So yeah, just so many friends coming together and playing shows together. It's great.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. And so where can we get tickets for your tour?
So you can go to bradenkingmusic.com for tickets, and if you want to have a better idea of what the tour is going to look like, for some photos and videos, that kind of thing, just go to my Instagram, Braden King Music on Instagram or TikTok, and you'll see lots of examples there that'll hopefully get you nice and pumped up to come have a fun time with us.
Absolutely. And so on February 8th, you'll be performing here in Lloydminster at Cheers Live, right? So who will you be performing with then?
Yeah, so in Lloydminster, it'll be Kieran Gardner and the Butcher Boys. They just played in Lloyd at Cheers probably about 3 months ago, and they had an incredible crowd, lots of fun. So we decided to kind of join forces and do something together on this show, and it'll be lots of fun. They're a great band, and me and my band, we like to have a lot of fun as well. So it's great, and Cheers is incredible. It's an amazing venue.
And so how can fans get involved during your tour? Like, are there going to be any meet and greets or any other activities?
I decided not to do any paid meet and greets for this tour because I just love going out into the crowd after the show. So I'll do free meet and greets after every single show, and I'll hang around as long as it takes. As long as people are there wanting to talk and get pictures, I'll be there as long as it takes. And that's one of my favorite parts about touring is meeting new fans and seeing old friends and fans that have been following us for the last 3 years. So meet and greets are always free, and yeah, it's super interactive at the show and just so much fun.
That's exciting. And after all this, like, are there some projects or events that fans should be on the lookout for?
We've got a bunch more singles coming out this year, and we'll have a very busy summer filled with festivals and fairs and all sorts of different things. So we'll definitely not be slowing down anytime soon after this tour. It'll just be getting even busier, I suppose.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, thank you again for joining me today, Braden, and good luck with your tour.
Coming up after the break, Abby St. John will have an extended look at your weather.
Taking a look at our current conditions here in Lloydminster, 1 degrees here. Feels closer to -3 with that wind chill. Not too bad of a day. 2 degrees out in Cold Lake, 3 in Athabasca, 4 in Whitecourt, Rocky Mountain House in Red Deer, and Edmonton is sitting at 5 degrees. Out in Saskatchewan, 0 out in Meadow Lake, 3 in Prince Albert and North Battleford, 2 in Saskatoon, and 1 out in Melfort. And then if we go overnight across the region, -5 in Meadow Lake, Provost and Isla Crosse, -4 in Bonnyville, and -7 out in Paradise Hill. Bonnyville expecting a flurry later on overnight tonight, 42% chance of those flurries. And then more overnight temperatures across the region, -4 in Murnum and in Calgary, and -5 in Pierceland, Unity, and in Wainwright. Not too big of a chance of any flurries tonight, just more so cloudy conditions. Overnight tonight here in Lloydminster, we'll be at -4 for our low. The wind will slow down just a little bit to about 15 kilometers per hour, so we'll still feel breezy. Otherwise, it will be just quite cloudy. And then over the next 7 days here in the border city, a high of 3 and a low of -6 for tomorrow. Mix of sun and cloud. However, the wind speeds will get up to about 26 kilometers per hour. So tomorrow will be quite windy. On Thursday, it will be quite cloudy, a little bit colder with a high of -4, low of -16. And then things really do cool off on Friday. We're at a high of -14, low of -16 with cloudy conditions. On Saturday is when we get our first snowfall. About 3 to 6 centimeters is predicted to fall. 66% chance of that. High of -15, low of -22. And then things really do get colder on Sunday. High of -20, low of -29, with more chances of some flurries at times throughout the day. On Monday, it is going to be quite sunny, but very cold. High of -21, low of -29. And then on Tuesday, it's going to turn cloudy with a high of -17, low of -26. So things definitely cool off, even at Friday with that -4, or that Thursday with -4 as a high. It's still quite chilly out comparatively to today and the other days that we've seen above 0. And then it takes a huge turn by the weekend when we're in the -20s.
Yeah, definitely. The one silver lining is at least we won't have all that slush, but it will be ice, so make sure to be careful on those sidewalks.
Be cautious, especially when it starts snowing.
Oh yeah. Well, that's all the time we have today for Primetime Local News. Thanks for joining us.